Hey folks, this is Saru Krishna. As a part of my assignment, I interviewed my fellow students and a professor and asked them about their favorite author or director and the reason for them being their favorite. And this is how it went.
First thing, I'm from Tamil, right? So the favorite director is always my Mani Ratnam is my because of the even from a minimal thing like any even it's a cinematography or even it's a storyline, even it's a minimal dialogue, he can make an impact, I guess, because it makes me like it makes me feel like I'm connected to the movie because of the connectivity which is my life with the storyline and everything. But even in the frame with the song frames, or even with the frames which is eye catching, I don't know, because it's his creativity or it's the cinematographers, but it makes me eye catching. And all his movies, like in all his 24 movies, I love all the movies. Like even with the I'm not into this movie will run more days or something like that. But even the flop movies of his cinematography and his bibliographies, I liked it. And one of the main things which I love of the Mani Ratnam movies is the dialogues. It consists of minimal dialogues with a slow medium, which is followed by many directors after that. So these are the stuff which makes me love Mani Ratnam, and he's my favorite actor. Thank you.
I would say my favorite author is Lee Bardugo because I thoroughly enjoy their world building, which is very essential because it's very important to make your world building as immersive as possible to convince your audience that this world really exists and everything that you've portrayed so far is convincing and that it actually is plausible in these given conditions. And that's very effective in drawing in a lot of kids, especially young adults, into reading through high fantasy novels like the works she has done, like Six of Crows, or very popular series like that. So I think because of her world building and great character execution, which is very convincing, I'd say Lee Bardugo takes the place for me.
Basically, I have a few set of favorite directors. On the top, it is always Mani Ratnam sir. So not for the things what he's doing right now, like not like PS1 or 2. It goes way back to 1980s where Agni Nachatram, Anjali, and touching the stereotypes where it was so called we can't touch it, but then came back my Godfather. He just broke everything and bringing in a gangster kind of a film into Kollywood, making all of Indian cinema looking back at him. And they mock him saying like it is a whisper dialogue, but usually the dialogue writing is like that's how we talk. We don't talk in a hey hipidra irukka. It's like hey nalla irukalla. That's how the conversation, and it is always husky when we hesitate. But Mani Ratnam nale hesitation, that husky voice. So that is from Mani Ratnam sir. And then talking about Shankar sir, he always uses his medium. These mediums are like always for it communicates something. And you take every movie, he has a small message. Let it be full of commercial. End of the day, there is one small message that I like from him. And just not everyone can use the money properly. I think execution we have to learn from Shankar sir and Balachandar sir, KB sir, for the dialogue way of and screenplay. And then you have to Balu Mahendra, their lighting, hairukku thaniya lighting vacha alunga ivangala. So like right from the tone, they started enjoying our tone, our color. They didn't go for something which was, so those are the aspects what I like from them. And connection of dialogue from one place to another, like em pondati kitta sangeetha enna kilo evlavu appdin takali kepanga. So Sindhu Bhairavi, this dialogue. So these things are like way beyond world cinema. So if you ask me, I will always stick to Tamil directors. I'll always stick to Indian directors when it comes to me. Thank you.
If you ask me who my favorite author is, I would have to say Arundhati Roy. I'm sure all of you know her. Arundhati Roy is a Man Booker Prize winning Indian Keralite author. She has written, I guess, 2 books of fiction, 2 novels. The first one being God of Small Things, for which she won the Booker Prize. I don't remember the year. And the second one was in 2017 called The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, and that too was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2017. So she's a pretty good author if we're going by those standards. And she's also written a lot of non-fiction works, but for me personally, I read God of Small Things when I was in plus 2, I believe, and it was a life transforming experience for me. I've never read an author whose writing spoke to me in a way that, in such a way as Arundhati Roy's writing did. It was the first time that I thought that I could also be a writer, because the way I'd written it, not to brag, but it somewhat resembles the way she writes, or I think it resembles her style a bit. So yeah, I guess when I read it, I feel like I was being seen for this first time. In literature, it was the first time I felt, oh my god, this is what all these critics are saying about, writing and poetry in prose, basically. Poetic prose, I believe. That's what they call it, yeah. Some of the way, the way she describes, and I guess the second thing which appealed to me about her writing was that it is situated in a locale which is familiar to me. I'm also from Kerala, so she writes about a village, Ayamanam, in Kottayam, which is next to my district. Kottayam is the district next to my district. So it was very relatable to me. I could picture all the scenes and visualize all the images that she wanted me to visualize perfectly, because I've sort of lived through the same experience as she was. And this, I guess, a very flimsy reason I like her is because she has curly hair and I have curly hair, and I just like her. That's all.
There are several directors whom I like, but right now the name which came to my mind is Kieslowski. Why Kieslowski is because the way he convey the politics through cinema, as well as the themes that he convey through the cinema, and how minimalistic his cinema are, and the way he uses colors as pattern of that. Like for example, take his three-color trilogy where he used red, blue, and white as a part of the main films. These three colors actually portrays the France liberty, equality, fraternity, and through colors he did this, and there are several works which is too minimal but really political. Like for example, take a short film about killing, where he actually tried to make a statement about the hanging and the custodial deaths and all sort of that stuffs. And there are several things that I like. Is one of the main thing that I love is his cinematography and his framing, where he use certain type of compositions that is actually really variety kind of compositions, and that this kind of compositions are too much minimal, too no more that much of kind of style in making. Only his only the film called White has some style of filmmaking. Otherwise it's a kind of a minimal but loud statement of politics. So that's it.
So about favorite filmmaker, I think it's kind of tough question, but I would pick Martin Scorsese, mainly because his movies have a sense of realism plus creativity. For example, you can take the example of Goodfellas. It's probably the most realistic gangster film ever made, because every scene is captured with such much realism. At the same time, it's really entertaining. So he mainly writes his own films. So more than his camera techniques and how he uses his camera and directing technique, I like his writing, how he brings out realism in his movies. So if you take many example of Goodfellas, it's my favorite Scorsese film, because most of his if we analyze his films, it will be same with it will be similar to what is showcased in real life. Most is accent used by the filmmaker, actors, and all, it will be exactly the same. So the fact that he makes his film realistic at the same, but also at the same time he may also makes it entertaining. That's the most interesting aspect of Scorsese.
Hey folks, today I'm standing here to talk about my favorite director. She is none other than Anjali Menon, she is an Indian film director. She directed about 5 movies, and she is one of the changing agents of Indian cinema, which been a part of the changing era of especially Malayalam movies. And my favorite movies of her was Bangalore Days, Kude, and Manjadikuru. Manjadikuru is her debut movie, and I can't even imagine how she portrayed how she portrayed a village, and she is actually an NRI kid. How she found the essence of a village. And when it comes to Bangalore Days, that movie is a commercial hit, but still it also stole the heart of critics as well. And that movie portrays the relationship and fun between 3 cousins, as well as the flavors of couples and the love, everything. And when it comes to Kude, and all of her movies actually portrays the relationships, the flavors of relationship. And I'm a personal favorite. I'm a big fan of feel good rom-com movies. And more than her movies, I love her personality. After watching her couple of interviews, she actually talks like reciting a poem, the pauses and her language. I'm a big fan of her personality, and I'm personally a person who love to pursue my career in movies, and she is a big motivation for me. And that's all for today. Thank you.